In this session, we will discuss about another method which is used for analyzing electric circuits, and we call this method as node voltage analysis. Now, we have already discussed about node voltage analysis, but in this particular method, we will be solving the equations using matrices. Okay. Now, let's consider the circuit shown here. Now here you can see two current sources, IS1 and IS2. Now both the currents IS1 and IS2 are entering into the node. So let's take this one as node 1, this one as node 2, and this one as node 3. Here node 3 is taken as a reference node. So the potential at node 3, that is V3, is taken as 0. Okay. Now V1 is the potential at node 1 and V2 is the potential at node 2. Okay. Okay. Now so we have assigned the nodes and also the potential at the various nodes. Now let's see the currents. So here I have taken current I1. So current I1 is flowing from the node. So when we are analyzing, we will take the current I1 to be negative because current entering into the node is taken as positive and current leaving the node is taken as negative. Now here you can see current I2 and current I3. Okay, so current I3 is also leaving which node? Node 2. Okay. Now next step is we will apply Kirchhoff's current law at each of the nodes. So we have two nodes 1 and 2. Let's see what will be the equation at node 1. So if you see the node 1, which are the currents that are entering into the node, you can see IS1 is entering and both I1 and I2 are leaving, right? So IS1 minus I1 minus I2 is equal to 0. It can also be written like if you are taking I1 and I2 terms to the right hand side, you will get the equation as I1 plus I2 is equal to IS1. So this is the first equation. Okay. Similarly, we can find the equation at node 2 also. Before going into that, we will see what is expression for this I1, I2. What is I1? I1 is the current which is flowing from which node to which node? V1 to V3. So it is actually V1 minus V3 by R1. So here V3 is equal to 0. Why? Because the potential at the reference node is taken as 0. So I1 will be equal to V1 by R1. Okay, so we got the expression for I1. Now what about the expression for I2? You can see here current I2 is flowing from where to where? This first node to second node, right? So how will you write the equation for the current I2? Current I2 is equal to the potential at node 1, that is V1 minus V2 by R2. Okay, so we got the expression for I2 also. Now we will substitute these expressions I1 and I2 in this equation number 1. Okay, that is the first step. So we got one equation. Now we will see the second node. What is the equation at the second node? If you see the second node, which are the currents which are entering into the node? The current I2 is entering into node 2, right? Current I2 is entering, then the source current IS2 is also entering, whereas the current I3 is leaving. So that means small I2 plus capital IS2 minus I3 will be equal to 0. Now already we found the expression for I2. Now let's find the expression for I3. So what will be I3? I3 is the current which is flowing from node 2 towards node 3. So it is actually V2 minus 0 because V3 is 0, right? So we can write it as V2 by R3. So we got the expression for I1, I2, I3, right? Now already we got the first equation. Now we will see how we can rearrange the terms. So the applying KCL at, that is Kirchhoff's current law at node 1, we got this expression. Now this is the expression for I1, I2, and by substituting all this in equation number 1, we will get something like this. Now next what we are going to do is we are going to rearrange the terms. That is, we will group the terms of V1, V2 like that. So we will get the expression as 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 into V1 minus 1 by R2 into V2 is equal to IS1. Okay. Now this is the source current. Okay. Now here you can see that the source current, both IS1 and IS2 are flowing towards the node. In that case, we will take it as positive. Now suppose if the source current is flowing away from the node, we will take it as negative. So that sign is very important. Okay. Now here you can see the terms 1 by R1, 1 by R2. What is 1 by resistance? It is conductance, right? So when we considered this mesh current analysis, how did we write the equations? It was something like this, right? R into I is equal to V. Now in node voltage analysis, it is not R, it is 1 by R into V is equal to I. So this is the general form in which you have to write this. Okay. So now instead of 1 by R1, we can write it as G1. What is G1? G1 is the conductance. It is equal to 1 by R1. So instead of 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2, we can write it as G1 plus G2 into V1 minus G2 into V2 is equal to IS1. So this is the first equation. Okay. Now let's see the second equation at node 2. I told before which are the currents which are entering the node 2, small I2 and IS2. So let us write the equation. I2 plus capital IS2 minus I3 is equal to 0. Now we already found the expression for I2 and I3 and we will substitute all this here and then we will get the expression for this one. This is the second equation. Okay. Now you will see that here we have taken it as minus I2 because we want to write the second equation something in this form. Because always when you write the matrix, that is when you write the matrix, always these diagonal terms will be positive. So if in that case, you have to adjust that equation. So this is the second equation. Now instead of minus 1 by R2, again we will write it instead of 1 by R2, we will write it as G2. Similarly, G2 plus G3. So this is the second equation. Okay, so whenever you are writing or whenever you are trying to solve a circuit using this method, the best thing is you try to write down the equations. Okay, from the equations you try to form the matrix because if you are using that shortcut method, that is directly forming the matrix from the circuit, sometimes you can make mistakes. Okay, so if any one sign goes wrong means the entire problem will be wrong. Okay. So now this two equations we can write it in matrix form like this. So here you can see G1 plus G2. Here it is G2 plus G3. What is G1 plus G2? That is 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. And what is G2 plus G3? 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Okay, now these two will be the same. Okay, now we will see what is the G1 plus G2. That actually this G1, that is there are two nodes, 1 and 2. So G1 plus G2 means whichever resistances are connected to the node 1. Okay, we will calculate the sum of the conductances. Suppose if R1 and R2 are connected to node 1, then what we will do is we will take it as 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2, that is G1 plus G2. Similarly, if node 2, just imagine that two resistances R2 and R3 are connected to node 2. Okay, then we will take it as G2 plus G3 or 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Then what about this term, these two terms? This is the resistance, that is this is a conductance which is connected between nodes 1 and 2. Suppose if there is a resistance say R2 which is connected between nodes 1 and 2, then we will take that conductance, that is 1 by R2. Okay, that will be this term. And the sign will be minus. We will understand this when we do a problem. Okay, so the general form to express this is G into V is equal to IS, where G is a conductance matrix. Okay, now if there are more than, here we have considered only two nodes with one reference node. If there are n nodes, we can form the G matrix like this. That is G11, G22, Gn. So G11 means it is a sum of the conductances, okay, connected to the node 1. G22 means sum of the conductances connected to the node 2. Conductance is nothing, reciprocal of the resistance. Okay. Now what is G21, G21 and G12 will be the same, right? Because it is the reciprocal of the resistance which is connected between node 1 and 2. Now, going further, okay. So what is V? V is the voltage vector matrix, and then we have the current source matrix also. Now there is some convention or some assumptions which we are using, like the current, how you will take the sign of the source current. The source current sign will be taken as positive if it is entering into the node, otherwise it will be taken as negative. In one more point, this is very important, that is, suppose if in the network given there is no current source, it is a voltage source, then what you have to do is you have to convert this voltage source into current source. Okay, that is what is current? Voltage by resistance. So we will be doing three types of problems. The first problem, voltage source will be given. Second problem, current source. Third problem, there is an additional voltage source coming in one of the branches. So we will try to do these problems, then we will get an idea about it. Okay. So this is the first problem. So the question is, like, solve the circuit using node voltage method, use Cramer's rule. That means you have to use matrix. Now here we can see that the various first step when you get the circuit, just to see what are the what are the main sources which are given. So here you can see it is a voltage source. It's not a current source. 100 volt by, so 100 volt by 20 will be the current which is flowing towards this node. Similarly, 80 volt. 80 volt by this 20 ohm resistance will be the current flowing. Like that you have to assume. So the first step when you get this question is to mark the nodes, mark the potential at each node. Okay, that is what is done here. So here you can see I have marked nodes 1 and node 2, and this is the reference node. And V1 is the potential at node 1, V2 is the potential at node 2, V3 is the potential at node 3. And also I have assumed the direction of the current I1. Current I1 is like this. Now current I2 is like this. Current I3, current I4, current I5. So how many currents are there? I1. So each current, we have to assign each current in each branch. So I1 is the current flowing through the resistance 20 ohms. Then we have the current I2, I3, I4, I5. Okay, so I marked all the currents also. Next step is to apply the Kirchhoff's current law at each node. So we have two nodes. So we have to find the equation at node 1 and node 2. Okay, so let's see that. So we will see what is the current entering into node 1. It is I1. Right? I1 is entering into node 1, whereas I2 and I3 are leaving the node. Right? So what will be the equation? I1 minus I2. It is written here, I1 minus I2 minus I3 is equal to 0. We got the equation. Now next step is to find what is this I1. So how will you find the value of I1? Okay, what is I1? Just to see how you will find it, you will write the expression for I1. It is actually 100 minus, see, the voltage at this point. The voltage at this point is V1. Okay, but there is a source voltage here. So what will be the current I1? Current I1 will be 100 minus V1 by 20. Okay. Now next, what about I2? I2 will be, the I2 is a current which is flowing from node 1 to node 3. So at node 3 the potential is 0. So I2 will be equal to V1 by 10. Okay, what about I3? I3 will be equal to, we can find, that is I3 is flowing from where to where, from node 1 to node 2. So it will be V1 minus V2 by 50. Like that you can write expression for all the currents, then substitute in this equation, and the first equation something like this you will get. That is, this is actually the reciprocal of the resistances which you will take as conductance matrix, and you will group all the terms belonging to the V1 together and V2 together. Okay, so this is the first expression. And here you can see the source. Now we have actually in the equation, this represents what? This is the current. How did we get that current value 5? It is 100, you can see here. Just see here. It is actually 100 by 20. You can see here. This 100 by 20. Now the current direction is what? It is flowing towards the node. That is why it is coming as 5. So 100 by 20, that is equal to 5. Now here we got the equation, how we step by step we wrote all the equations. But in the matrix method you don't have to write actually all these equations. Directly you can write the matrix. Okay. Now whereas when we consider here it will be negative because see the positive terminal is connected to the ground. So here it will be the current which is flowing will be minus 4, that is minus 80 by 20. Okay, so we have to be very careful while writing the equation. So first equation we got. Now let's see the equation at node 2. So at node 2 we can see that which are the currents which are entering at node 2. Current I3 is entering and the current I4 is also current I4 and current I5 are leaving, right? So we will substitute that at node 2 the equation. So at node 2 it is I3 minus I4 minus I5 is equal to 0. Then we can find the values of I3, I4, I4, substitute this, you will get the expression like this. And see here, as I told, it is coming as minus 4. So minus 4 is what? See the expression, how we are writing the expression, that is it is G into V is equal to I. So what is that I here? The second equation it is minus 4. That is what I told you. You have to see how that battery or EMF source is connected. Where the positive terminal is connected to the ground, that is why it is coming as minus 80 by 20, that is equal to minus 4. Now you can solve these two equations. You can write it in matrix form. Using Cramer's rule you can find. So this is how the matrix will look like. So this is the G matrix and this is the voltage vector matrix. This is the current source matrix. So you have to find first the determinant of G. Then you can find delta 1, delta 2 and from that you can find the values of the voltages V1 and V2. So here the unknown variables are the voltages, whereas in the case of mesh current analysis, the unknown variables are current. Now first we will find the determinant of G, the conductance matrix. Then you find delta 1. How will you find delta 1? You replace the first column by the which vector? The current vector. See here. And how will you find delta 2? Replace the second column by the current vector. And then you will get the value of delta 1, delta 2. From that you can find the value of V1 and V2. So what will be V1? V1 will be equal to this delta 1 divided by delta G. Delta is determinant, okay, determinant of G matrix. And what will be V2? V2 will be equal to delta 2 by delta G. So once you get the values of V1 and V2, very easily you can find the expression for all the currents I1, I2, I3, I4 and I5 because already we have written the equations or we have found the equations for I1, I2, I3. From that is, for example, I3 is equal to V1 minus V2 by 15. Like that you can find. Okay, so this is one type of problem. Now let us consider the next problem. That is using conductance matrix method solve for node voltages V1 and V2. Now what is the difference when you compare this question with the previous question? You can see that here directly you are given the current sources. So it is rather very easy. You have to apply the Kirchhoff's current law at node 1 and node 2. Okay, so we will try to see the equation. So at node 1 we will get the equation and we can write it in matrix form like this. So the G matrix will be, if you don't want to write the equation directly, you can use the matrix. So what will be G? G, the first term is G11, that is G11 will be some of the conductances connected to node 1. What about G22? G22 will be some of the conductances connected to node 2. And these two terms will be the same and it is actually the conductance which is connected between the nodes 1 and 2. Okay, and this can be, we will just verify that, we will see how we got this 1 by 1 plus 1 by 4, we will see that. Okay, just we will go to the circuit. Now just to see the node 1, which are the resistance connected to this particular node 1. To this node 1, the resistance connected are 1 and 4. So that is by 1 by 1 plus 1 by 4. Now if you see the node 2, which are the resistance which are connected? 1 by 6 plus 1 by 4, right? And what about the resistance which is connected between the nodes 1 and 2? It is R2. So we write it as minus 1 by R2. This is how you will get the conductance matrix. Now, what about the current source vector, or how will you get that current? The first one is 3, second one will be minus 2, because as I told you, if the current is entering into the node, it will be positive. If it is leaving the node, it will be taken as negative. So like that you will get the equation. So here you can see it is 3 and here it is minus 2. We got it right. How to get this matrix? It is very easy. The first matrix, you just take the sum of the reciprocal of the resistances connected to node 1. Here it is sum of the reciprocal of the resistances. Reciprocal of resistance is called conductance to the connected to the node 2. This will be the conductance which is connected between the two nodes. Then you find the determinant of G, that is conductance matrix. Same like before, you can find delta 1 and delta 2. That is delta 1, you replace the first column by the current vector, and here the second column by the current vector. Then this is the equation, that is V1 is equal to delta 1 by delta G, V2 is equal to delta 2 by delta G. Now if you are getting the value as negative, put it as negative only. Okay, write it as negative value. Even if you are getting current as negative also, put it like that. So in the case of node voltage analysis, the unknown variables, that is the variables which we are finding are the voltages V1, V2. This is just two nodes. If there are three nodes, then we have to find V1, V2, V3. So when the circuit gets more complicated, the matrix method will be very easy. Okay, solving the equations will be rather difficult. So we discussed two types of problems. In the first one, voltage source is given. Second one, current source is given. Now, next problem you find a little bit not complicated, but something is very different. So here you can see there are so many things here, right? One current source is there, voltage source is there, and then you can see another voltage source which is coming between the two nodes. So let's mark the nodes first. So this we can take it as node 1, and this we will take it as node 2, and this we will take it as node 3. So here what we are going to do is, we will take this node, we will use super node analysis technique. That is, we will take the nodes 2 and 3 as a single node. Okay. So if you see, there is a voltage source connected between the nodes 2 and 3. So the potential, that is potential at node 2 is taken as V2, and the potential at node 3 is taken as V3. So V2 minus V3, you can write it as 20 volt, because that is the voltage source shown here. But while applying this Kirchhoff's current law, we will consider only two nodes. Okay, we will consider two nodes, and we will write the equation. So let's consider first this one, first node. So that is rather easy, because here the current entering is 10 is entering, I1 is leaving, I2 is leaving, right? So it will be something like 10 minus I1 minus I2 is equal to 0. That is rather easy. Okay, so that is what is written here. The first, applying Kirchhoff's current law at the first node, we will get this equation. So this we will find the expression for I1, I2 and substitute in this. So this, there is no complication. So this is the first equation. Now actually we need two more equations. So at nodes 2 and 3, apply super node equation. So we will consider it as a single node. Okay. So here we can see there are three voltages coming here in this equation. V1 is there, V2 is there, V3 is there. Okay. So we will get another equation. It is equation number 2. And we already got one equation initially, that is a voltage source is connected between nodes 2 and 3, that is V2 minus V3 is equal to 20, third equation. Actually in the super node analysis you will get three equations. You have to solve these three equations for getting the values of V1, V2, V3. Okay, now we will see how to get this equation. That is when you are combining the nodes 2 and 3. Okay, we will see that. So at node 2, you can see that there is a current I2 entering, right? So what is this I2? I2 is V1 minus V2 by 2. That current is entering, so we can write it as V1 minus V2 by 2. Then you can see current I3 is leaving. So it will be minus V2 by 1. Okay. Now next we have to consider these two branches. That is, there is a current. So already we wrote the expression for I2, we wrote the expression for I3. Okay. Then we have to write the expression for I4 and I5. So what about I4? I4 is leaving the node, right? Which node? This node. But now this two nodes you are taking it as single node. So you can write the expression for current I4 as V3 by, but there is another voltage here, 10 volts. So it will be V3 minus 10 by 5. That will be current I4. What about current I5? Current I5 is flowing away from the node 3. So it will be V3 by 2. So these two things you have to substitute. So now let's see the equation, how it will come. V1 minus V2 by 2. This is what I told. So which is the current? V1 this one, V1 minus V2 by 2 minus V2 by 1 minus V3 minus 10 by 5 minus V3 by 2 is equal to 0. So this is the equation. What is this V1 minus V2 by 2? V1 minus V2 by 2 is the current I2 which is entering into node 2. Okay, what is V2 by 1? V2 by 1 is the current I3, that is which is leaving the node 2. Okay, fine. What is V3 minus 10 by 5? V3 minus 10 by 5 is the current I4 which is leaving the node 3. Okay, so we are considering node 2 and node 3 as the same, single node. Okay, that is why we are writing all these equations together. Then the last term is, you can see here V3 by 2. What is V3 by 2? V3 by 2 is the current I5. So basically that we are applying super node analysis, that is we are considering node 2 and 3 as a single node. So the expression is I2 minus I3 minus I4 minus I5 is equal to 0. So we will get three equations, that's it. Now the third equation is based on the voltage source which is connected between the nodes 2 and 3. That is why we are writing it as V2 minus V3 is equal to 20. Now since we have the three equations, very easily we can solve these equations and then we will get the value for all these voltages, that is V2, V3 and V1. Okay. Now the question is what? We have to find the current through the which resistor? 5 ohm resistor. So which is that 5 ohm resistor? This is the 5 ohm resistor. Okay. So we have to find the current through this 5 ohm resistor. So what is the current through this 5 ohm resistance? It is I. What is I? I is equal to V3 minus 10 by 5. So once you get the value of V3, you can find the value of the current. Okay.